Hi everybody. Right, I've previously put a video up which shows you how to square yourself up in the VR experience, but if this grid that we're looking at here isn't straight, it's not really going to do you much good trying to straighten up to it. I'll put a link to the previous video in the description, and hopefully in this one I want to show you how to get that grid line that's going off in that direction to go off in that direction, which is straight ahead. Now at the moment, if I just go back in game, if I sit facing what I believe to be straight forward, I've got my throttle and joystick in each hand, and I feel like I'm comfortably sitting in the middle of each. I've used the recentering of the HMD to get myself in that position, which I feel is central now. I've got my shoulder and the shoulder there, so it must be somewhere near. What I now need to do is make that grid line go off in the right direction. So this is what we need to do. We need to go to the Oculus App, which I've got up here in front of me now. We're in the home page. You need to go to the devices section and click on the arrow there next to that. Scroll down. You've got these menus here. I've tried using other settings in here, but the only one that seems to work properly is the device setup. So I'm going to use that. Now again, you can see the grids out in here, and what it's now asking me to do is to continue using my desktop to do the setup. So I'm going to take my headset off and switch over to recording my desktop so you can see what the stages are for that. Just bear with me a second. Okay, you should be back with me again now. Right, so on the first page you've got connect your Rift headset and Oculus sensors. I'm all green there, so I'm good to go. It's going to do a sensor communication test. These are your left and right pickups that it uses to position, to know where your head is in space. Let's click next on that. Set up your Oculus sensors. I've already done all this previously. This video is about setting the grid, not everything else. Set the forward position in VR. I've got my height at 167, but that's irrelevant. So just click next on that. Clear your space, we don't need that, so just click next. Stand up and place your sensors, just click next. Set up sensor tracking, click next. Right, on this initiate sensor tracking, what we need to do, it says to walk to the center of your play area and hold a touch controller where it's visible to all the sensors, which I'm sitting down and I'm facing my screen, and that's how I play, so I'm not standing up and going in. That white circle with the white dot in the middle, I'm holding the right hand controller in my right hand. I'm going to put it up between my eyes, look straight at the screen and press the trigger for 2 seconds. Job done. Now this next page, what you're looking at there is you can see my 2 sensors on the left and right. And my sensors aren't equidistant from the screen, and one's higher and one's lower than the other because of the way I've got them positioned. But what I'm going to do here is, with the controller about 9 inches in front of me, I'm pointing at the middle of my screen, with me facing the screen centrally and everything. I'm going to squeeze the trigger. Now, what it's going to say now is next. On move back from the sensors. As I say, I play sitting down, so I'm just going to click on next. It's vitally important that you point the trigger on that previous at the center of your screen, so about 9 inches away from your head. So I'm clicking next. Am I sure? Proceed. Now the next thing is to set up Guardian, which I don't use because I'm sitting down, so I'm skipping that. Safety feature. Right, now we're back now into the Oculus app. So what I now need to do is swap back to the game mirroring, and I'll go back into the headset. Bear with me a second. Okay, right, move that out of the way. Actually, don't worry about where this is. You can see now that the black line has gone straight ahead in front of me. So if I position my desktop as per the previous video I've put up, with that top edge running roughly along that line there, and pin it, I go back in game and then straighten up using my HMD so that I'm sitting straight in the cockpit. Now I'm sitting with my hands nicely on the throttle and joystick. I'm looking straight forwards. I've got everything squared up inside the game, and if I go back to the grid, I'm looking straight forward. So everything's nice and straight now. From once that's straight, you can go on to use the other video that I've done to get yourself all nice and straight in the dash experience, which involves putting that along the straight line, going into the game, and then just clicking the center of the HDMI button, the HMD button, until you're happy that you're in the middle of the game. So I hope that's useful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.